going on, guys? It's Mark from Prime Toys Media. Welcome to the weekend toy review. Today we're going back to 1996, 97. Spawn the movie. We're taking a look at the spiked Spawn figure from McFarlane Toys. Let's go! Alright, it's the year 1997. Spawn is the #1 selling comic book, or one of them, and McFarlane decided to put out a Spawn movie, along with a lot of toys he was doing at the time. Of course, he was going to do movie-related figures. I was going through my old bins to see what else I had of interest. And like I said, we're going to open toys old and new on this channel. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And let's get into this. Front of the package, you know, nice big blister pack so you can see the figure completely and all the accessories that he comes with. He's got one smaller gun, one bigger gun, a couple bullet bandoliers. Let's see what else. What's on the back here? Traditional for this time. Basically, the back's just a giant checklist so you can see what other figures are available and which ones you don't have, of course. So we'll be opening some of these in the future. Maybe I'll have to pick up some of the other ones that I'm missing. So let's get him out of the box. So a little bit better here. I don't know if you can tell, but this is an older figure. My plastic has yellowed quite a bit. It is no longer clear. Alright, Spawn. So this is a capeless, maskless version, obviously. You can see in the detail, got that hamburger kind of look, got the, you know, all the little veins and details in his face. A lot of texture in the body sculpt here. Lots of spikes. Real necro suit. No smooth plastic on this thing whatsoever. The old McFarlane figures, as the new ones too. A lot of detail in the sculpts. Very, very cool looking figures. They really stood out compared to what DC and Marvel were putting out at the time. Very smooth, cartoony looking. You know, these McFarlane toys, and pretty much all of them that he did, just tons and tons of detail. As I said before, two guns. He's got one smaller one here. Fits nicely into one hand. And his other gun. There, whoop. Oh, that's not good. It's the problem with old toys. Alright, so that sucks. So that pin was the only thing holding his arm on, and it snapped completely. I'm going to pop it off, put some crazy glue on it, and see if I can't get it to go back on. But there's a good chance I'm not going to be able to bend his arm moving forward. Alright, to keep things moving, he is now Robo Spawn. Nothing a little screw and nut couldn't fix in the meantime. So where did I leave off? We mounted this gun in that hand, just slide it in. He's got his other rifle, goes in behind his thumb, but what you couldn't see is on this side, see that little notch? His hand needs to go underneath that. This drum spins, give you that realistic machine gun action you always wanted as a kid. Just hold on to your gun, Spin. Come in, Spin. But I haven't put on the bandoliers yet, so they are nice and rubbery and flexible. And if you've ever seen the original He-Man kind of harnesses, they're just going to snap on through there. So let me get those on real quick. Now, you could get away with doing only one of them, but then you'd only be half the badass. So let's get the other one on. And there we go. Both bandoliers on. 100% badass. What more could you want? Let's take a look at him next to a few screenshots from the movie. So as you can see, this isn't like an exact pull, but it is pretty cool. You can see how they hook in the back. Just one lays over top of the other one. Nothing too fancy, nothing too difficult. Really cool sculpt though. Spawn does come in just at about the 6-inch mark, maybe just a touch tall. No, depends on which camera angle you're looking at here. If you look at the wide, he looks like he's just under 6, but if you look at the close-up, you can see he's right at about 6 inches. So 6-inch figure. Articulation wise, head turns, no pivots. He has single elbows, which are fine, except for if you break one. Shoulders do go all the way around. Single knee, doesn't even go all that far back. What do you call that? Pelvis. Turns, and there is no foot articulation. So again, these old figures didn't have much in terms of articulation whatsoever, but what they did have was style and detail. Hopefully you'll see if you stick around to the end, I like to do some poses and pictures, cool pictures. We'll see if I can get that pin fixed, but I wanted it to dry for a while before I tried shoving it back in there. But in the meantime, let's see how he scales with other figures in general. So like a lot of the figures I always try to compare, we start with 6-inch Spider-Man. Get them, face to face. So about the same scale. So like I was saying, 6-inch figures go really good with these vintage McFarlane. Here he is with a modern McFarlane figure. Your 6-inch, or 7-inch I should say, DC Multiverse, or the modern Spawn figures, the Mortal Kombat line. Not going to really work with this guy. Makes Spawn look way too small in my opinion. But if you do want him to pose with a Batman, you're going to have to go back to like the DC Universe Direct line. This Batman's still a little bit taller, but it's definitely way closer than the new modern McFarlane 7-inch figures. Something I haven't brought in before, the NECA Ninja Turtles. These are the comic book based off the original Eastman and Laird comic book from back in the early 80s. Nice and short like the turtles should be. Doesn't look too bad with them either. And finally, we got the Bandai Dragon Ball Super figures. About the right scale. Look really good with this guy if you want something a little more obscure like that to combine. So that's it. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go out on some cool pics.